powered by Riverside.
What's up, everybody? It's 2 o'clock. It's a Wednesday. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. Tricky Ricky right here next to me. And man, we've got a mixed bag for you today. Let me tell you right now. We've got plenty to discuss. We'll discuss that. Ricky's trying to fight it right now. I emailed that to you, by the way. You can get that, pull that down for everybody. Going to treat yourself. Going to treat everybody here in just a little bit. But we're going to talk some sports. We'll talk some college football. We'll talk a little college basketball, a little less argumentative this time.
Alabama
gets a win last night. We will talk some miscellaneous items. I don't want to spoil Ricky's fun over here that he's having.
I think it's more your fun, but
We'll talk about Toyota Field as well. We'll go ahead and start with Toyota Field right now. People like to say for certain jobs there is no off season. For our event team here at Toyota Field, there is no off season, right? Because they're always doing events. Look. Every month, every season is tarp pull season because I keep hearing, oh, wait till we do tarp pulls. Well, I've done a tarp pull every month since I've been here. Did one in October, did one in November, did one yesterday. Did half a pull yesterday, half a pull. That's just to set the record straight because there's people down there. It was a divided topic yesterday. One whole tarp pull is pulling the tarp on the field and then off the field. That's one pull. That's one pull. Not on is one and then off is one. That's not how it works. So if you're keeping track at home, that's how you determine.
If you're keeping track at home, it might be time to find a new hobby.
That's another good point. That's another good point.
Stamps are getting expensive. You probably shouldn't collect those. Trading cards. It's a boom period for those. Maybe check that out. But I'm with you. I side on the tarp pull, a full pull, putting it on, taking it off, putting the tarps on. Putting it on is easy. Getting it off is a test of your physical well-being every time. And it lets me know that I'm in poor shape, which, by the way, not to brag. Went to the gym for the first time in like 3 years yesterday.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
I'm pretty sore.
Did you go to bed like as soon as you got home?
I wanted to. I was about like 8:30 on the couch snoozing off, just kind of like, oh, man. You want to know what I did?
What'd you do?
I did like a little cardio and some arms.
Nice.
That's about it, dude. I was like, whoa. And when I say cardio, I probably got up to a jog for like a minute. And I just walked. I am gassed.
It's funny
buddy.
you brought that up because I've been talking about the same
barely fit into this jacket with all this musculature.
I've been talking about doing the same thing, so I kind of want to do it in stages so I don't get worn out. I can't go to the gym, right? I just can't do it anymore because
you've given up, huh?
Well, no, it's not that.
I'll never go back.
It's because I get up at 6 a.m. every morning to get my kid ready for daycare and stuff, so I have no time really before work to go. Because by the time I get done getting him ready, get him to daycare, I've got to work. And then when I get off work, we go home and we cook and eat. I really don't want to justify then after work going to the gym and spending more time away from my kids. So what I'm going to try to do is, since I usually eat my lunch here anyway, try to do some light work, some cardio stuff like you were doing.
Yeah.
Just kind of lose some weight before I start trying to, shape everything up. Yeah.
Gonna bust out some hack squats while eating a sandwich.
Yeah, I'm going to do something that's not necessarily a new idea here because people do it all the time. Emma, Lindsay, they all do it. Work out here, do a little running here, and then, on lunch or something, try to trim some.
You gonna be that
fat.
sweaty kid in gym class, like that went super hard in basketball, and then you have to go to math class and you're just sweaty and you smell gross?
No.
All right, don't do that.
I can't ever do that. No.
You could be one of those guys that wakes up at 3 a.m. and works out before, your kid wakes up and all that. You could be that guy. Jealous of that guy, by the way. If you are that guy who wakes up at 3 a.m. and works out, has a nice healthy breakfast, takes a shower, says hello to the family, drops the kids off at school, goes to work, gets done, maybe works out again. I don't know how you do it. The 35 minutes I spent at the gym yesterday was a task. I wanted it to end around 22 minutes. I pushed for a little while longer, made it to about 30, walked around slowly and eyed machines for the last 5 before I got on one of those rowing machines and just kind of went back and forth. I was pretty much just having fun.
You big rowing machine guy? Is that why your arms are hurting?
Nah, man. I remember in House of Cards they had a rowing machine, so I was like, I want to try that.
Oh, you never?
No,
it was. You've done a row machine before. You said you used to do Iron Tribe a while.
Yeah, I used to do the rowing. But yeah, but they were hard there. Like when I was doing it, I was just.
Oh yeah, there you have to do it for calories. Calories counts as points.
This was a pedal boat you paid like $3 for. So you can
What
take
were
a
you
look at
singing?
the sites. Yeah.
What were you singing while you were?
Something in Italian. I was doing like kind of a gondola thing. La, la, la.
You said Amore a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations getting back into the gym, dude.
Oh, it's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Let's go. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah. Fitness and health has always been a big passion of mine, but I won't bore you with the details.
I'll tell you who's really going to enjoy the fact that you're back in the gym. I can already tell you right now, if you go to YouTube, I haven't looked at it yet, NFL Insider will be on there somewhere. He's a big gym guy.
Oh, we got a big gym guy?
Huge gym guy. There, right there. You need some help, Ricky? Hit me up on Twitter. Told you.
Oh, yeah.
Told
we
you.
got a big gym guy here?
Big gym guy.
Okay. All right. Hey. Yeah, I mean, I isolated my traps pretty good. But no, I don't need help because that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Smart.
I don't need a trainer. I don't want to have to like be timed or have any personal records that I'm trying to beat in 2 weeks. I just want to work out enough to where I can still eat poorly and live my life.
Dude,
I'm not here to be on the magazine covers.
I'm going to tell you something.
Just, yeah, what?
I don't know how well received this is going to be to you.
Okay.
That's the most dad thing I've ever heard you say. And I love it.
And let me tell you, dude.
I just want to work out enough to where I can eat them nachos and that hamburger, drink a beer without feeling guilty.
I want to polish off a half bag of Sun Chips on the couch by myself and not feel guilty.
I feel like
Those are my
garbage.
Those are my workout goals. And I'm not ashamed of them. And I think I'm developing like a core of dad strength. You always hear that like dad strength is different. Like you don't see the dad strength. It's inside you and it's part of your soul. You got to have them old muscles that like they've been worked out before. They don't get worked out to the level they have been, but they're ready to fire it up if they got to. Tarp pulls, I think, are doing that to me. I think throughout the year I'm just gradually gaining this dad bod. And I'm trying to find a positive spin for it, and that's what I have right now. So
the dad strength is no secret. If you want dad strength before you're a dad, you can do a lot of tarp pulls if you want, or just go get you like a 15-pound dumbbell, go stick it in a baby doll or like a plush toy, and then just carry it around like this all day. And then do these a couple times. You're good. That's
Smart.
how you get dad strength.
I saw you getting your dad workouts in at the end of our Christmas party yesterday. You're on the ground. You're isolating your abdominal region, getting some baby chest press going on.
Dude,
which was great form, by the way.
He thinks it is so funny when you sing him like there are two songs he thinks are the funniest thing in the world. I don't know it very well, but Jen sings him this Winnie the Pooh song, not the original Winnie the Pooh song.
What's it sound like?
I don't know it. I don't know the song.
Never heard it.
No, I haven't. Only when she sings it.
They got their own song together.
Yeah, so she sings this Winnie the Pooh song that I'd never heard. I've only heard her adaptation of it, and he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. And then I've sang to him before, and he doesn't laugh at it. But the other day we were watching. I don't even remember what commercial was on. We were watching Monday Night Football, and a commercial came on in September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Was in the body. Okay.
Yes, I've heard of it.
All right.
I've heard of one of the biggest groups in the history of music, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yes, I've heard of it.
Oh, just making sure you heard it. I mean, I never.
You guys heard of these? You guys heard of them? Pretty good. They had a couple songs.
So I'm holding him, and I was already holding him and playing with him on the floor, and that song comes on, and I love that song. So I was holding him up like this, and I started singing that song, and he was cracking up. He loves that song. And last night, same thing. I was singing him other songs and trying to test it out. Nothing. Really? And then I started going, say, do you remember? Dying laughing. He thinks that song is so funny.
I'm the same way. You put on a little Earth, Wind, and Fire, and my giggle box is turned completely on its side. Babies are weird, aren't they?
You were
what?
I don't know where. How does your mind work that way?
I've been trying to figure out for years. They say therapy helps.
Have you ever been?
Nah,
that's probably smart. Who needs it? But yeah,
I just got back to the gym, dude. It took me 3 years to get back to a gym.
He was a hit at the Christmas party, though. He was a hit. He was great.
Man, that's a power move. I don't know what kind of move. I don't know where that gets you, but bringing the baby to the Christmas party and the only guy who brought the baby. That's a big move. You've instantly won everybody, especially the women, because they were all in line to hold the baby. There was a legit line. There was a queue backed up to hold them. I walked in, and Lindsay, she got some kind of promotion before the season, so she's got an even more official title now. She's like the VP, executive vice president,
executive VP. I walked in before I could set my stuff down. She grabbed him, was like, "Hey, why don't you go get yourself something to eat? I've got him." like, all right,
bring that baby on over.
Okay. So, and he loved her probably the most out of anybody that was here yesterday. And he loved Lindsay. And as I was handing him to her, I was trying to set all of his other stuff down, and like 3 or 4 other people, like, hey, I hold him next. After her, I get him though. And then
let me get that baby real quick.
Dude, I about started a fight when I handed him to you to get a picture first, because the people that were in line were like, hey, whoa, it's my turn. What are we doing? I'm like, he's just a picture.
I know.
Relax.
It was a tough scene.
But no joke. Like, I think it was Corey and Sarah. They were like, hey, what do we do? I'm next. And then I'm next. I'm like, hey, relax. The picture. What'd Morgan think?
Oh, yeah. Had to give me a picture with the baby. She just, every time she sees a baby, she's like, let's have 100 babies. What? Holding a baby's cool. Having a baby is another thing. Oh, dude. I think you're aware of that. You ever heard of that? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, good.
I think I heard about it when I was listening to this little band. Maybe you've heard of them, called Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? A little indie band. I don't know if you've heard of it. But so it's funny how that works too. Like when the baby's here, what it'll do to you, and in terms of like how many you want. Because when me and Jen got together, I'd always told her that I want kids, and I wanted like 2 or 3 kids, at least 2 kids. And she was like, well, I'm not ready for one yet, but when we eventually have one, let's just start with one, see how it is to raise him, and then we'll talk about more kids. And then she got pregnant, and she started to come over to my side a little bit. So it was a little bit of like, oh, we're going to have more than one kid.
Okay.
And then he was born, and it completely flip-flopped.
Yeah.
He's an hour old. Jen's holding him, and she looks at me, no joke. She just gave birth to this kid. She looks up, she goes, I want to do this again. And I looked at her. I was like, "Hey, can we just raise this one first and see how it ends?" There's someone who'd wanted more.
I'm already tired of this one.
It's not that I was tired of. So that's the other thing. It's not that I'm tired of him at all. It's that I love having him so much that I kind of feel like, and I know what he looks like. I know who he is. An unknown, unnamed baby a hypothetical child, kind of takes away from him. And
I don't need
want
this
that.
Stranger baby walking into my life.
Exactly.
And screwing up everything I got with real baby over here.
Exactly.
Because Lord knows if the first baby's been a good experience, number 2 is going to be an absolute tornado of a kid. You can come home covered in peanut butter. Pants are going to be on his head.
That's what I hear,
Shirt
man.
is going to be pants, no shirt. Kid's going to look crazy. Gonna like throwing, mom's earrings on the carpet. Down goes a foot. Now we're bleeding.
The biggest problem of it all is, even if Oliver turns out to be that way, he's so damn cute. I mean, it's tough, man.
It's early though.
Yeah.
I've seen cute babies become pretty ugly adults.
I can't wait to tell Jen that you think my baby's going to turn out to be ugly. That's going to be a great.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
That's going to be such a good conversation.
It can go. We're not at the finish line yet. All right.
All right. While we get ready to get to some of the other stuff we plan on talking about today, I do want to remind everybody that it is December 14th. Baseball season is less than 4 months away, and that feels like a long time. But let me tell you something right now. Our suites, our group hospitality options here at the field, they're going really, really fast. That's what me and Ricky do downstairs before we come up here to do the podcast. We take phone calls and get people situated for these all day. They're going really, really quick, especially these upstairs suites are going fast. So if you want to come to a Trash Pandas game and you wanted to make it a group outing, whether it be for a business, whether it be for clients, your friends and family, and you were interested in checking out the suites, don't wait until baseball season to start doing that. Start having that conversation now with me, with Ricky, mainly me. That way we can go ahead and see what dates we have available for you now, see if any of the dates that we have available work for you, so we can go ahead and maybe put one on hold for a few days while we work some stuff out so you don't miss out on these options. People will come up here in March and like, hey, I want a suite for opening day. I'm like, hey, we don't have any for the season. So go ahead and start getting those now and getting interest, just having the conversation now so you don't miss out if you want to come up here. And there are many different ways you can get at us. I'm not going to give you my email address verbally because it's not going to be spelled correctly. So just get at me on Twitter.
Maybe just call me.
At Tony Trash Panda on Twitter, at Tricky Ricky RCTP on Twitter, or just look up the text window. Text the text window to get a hold of either one of us, 256-434-1450. 1366, and we'll be able to help you out. And that goes to people watching live on YouTube right now, those who are downloading the podcast and listening, wherever you get your podcast, the Trash Pandas Podcast Network. We're here to help you out. So go ahead and start having that conversation with us. Now, speaking of a conversation, one continuing conversation that we had on Monday, Mike Leach, head coach of Mississippi State, it was getting pretty clear that it wasn't looking good for him in the hospital. And I'm still not sure if the official word has been like a stroke or a heart attack, but he did have a medical emergency that was life-threatening, and he did pass away on Monday night. And that news came out yesterday. And obviously people are sharing their favorite Mike Leach stories. I shared my favorite Mike Leach story on Monday, which was the fake play sheet that he used his first year at Oklahoma in 1999. They scored more points in that game than I thought. That fake play sheet got them up 17-0. And then Texas won 38-28. So Texas still ended up winning by double digits. But that's a great story. People are sharing their favorite clips and stories, and those are awesome. But since I already shared mine, I kind of wanted to pivot to another conversation that people are having, and I think it's an interesting one, and that's Mike Leach's case for the Hall of Fame in college football. Mike Leach, as unconventional as he is as a person, and the thing that made him so unique is being that personality. This dude could have been a million other things in a football coach, and he would have been successful at every single one of them because he's very well read. He's very goofy. He, in order to qualify to be a Hall of Fame head coach, one of the qualifications is, I think the starting point is you have to win 60% of your games. Mike Leach, between being a head coach at Texas Tech, Washington State, and Mississippi State, his total head coaching record brings him to 59.6%. That is his winning percentage all time. And some are saying make an exception and make Mike Leach the head coach. Others are saying, look, I know it's a sad time and unpopular time to say this, but the rules are rules for a reason. Can I interject here with mine? And I've seen people say this as well. Something I was taught in school to do when you're dealing with percentages and decimals like this. What happened to rounding up? Can we round the 0.6? If it's 0.5 or higher, you round up to the next number, and if it's 0.5 4 or lower, then you're supposed to round down and keep it at that number. So if it's 0.6, you round up to an even 60, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the problem here? What are we doing?
No, I hear you, dude. I emailed my history professor in college right before the final. If I take the final and I get 100, best I can do is a 79. That's a C. Well, let's be honest. I ain't getting no hundreds on any college level history exams, okay? I don't care how much studying is put in. I don't care if they could have let me bring the book. They could give me the answer key, and I'm probably still going to get a 98.
Dude, that's a sad reality. Just a sidebar. That is a sad reality for a majority of people that go to college, myself included, is you could legitimately give me the book for the test, and I still wouldn't get a 100 on it.
Yeah.
I could BS my way to a B. I did that in college. I didn't open a book in college, and I graduated like a 3.175. But I'm not getting 100. You could give me the book for the test, and I'm not getting 100. Because at some point, if I can't find the answer, I'm getting impatient, just filling something in.
Yep. So I cracked the numbers when I emailed this guy. I said, look, I get 100, I get a 79. That's still a C. All right. I'm at a 74 or whatever. If I get a complete 0 on this thing, I'm at 69.8. I'm like, I need to know if they're rounding up because I can't take a risk right here. If that goes down and I get a D, that's a big deal. But if they round up and get to a 70, I'm not showing up for this final because it's not going to make a difference. So I emailed the guy. I said, hey, man, just want to make sure my math's right. Because I'm not good at math either. If I get a 0, I still get a C, right? And he said, that is correct. I said, have a great life. I'll never see you again. Adios. So follow that man's lead, College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I got my diploma. All right. And I'm a better person for it, even though no one's ever asked to see it. And I don't know where it is. But do the right thing. Round up here. What is that? 59.6? Mm-hmm. That's a 60.
That's definitely a 60.
That's a 60.
I mean, come on. Yeah, I'll say this too. The grading scale when I moved from Tennessee to here, totally different grading scale, made it way easier for me. Way easier.
Congratulations.
Because 90 to 100 here is an A.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, 94 was an A. 94 to 100 was an A.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, 93, 92, 91, and 90 were all Bs in Tennessee. So if you ever go back and look at my transcripts and see that I barely passed high school, but I passed college with flying colors in Alabama, there's your reason right there. The grading scale was way different.
State of Tennessee. Who are you trying to impress? Okay. All right. You're just like us. Don't
I don't know if it's different now. I
Come on
graduated high school 12, almost 13 years ago now, so it's been a long time.
Who are you trying to impress, Tennessee? All right, the football team's back. Cut it out. Bring it back to 90.
Well, I live closer to Nashville, though, so it's Vanderbilt territory.
Well, the team, hey, they're back too. They won 5 games.
There you go.
Bring it back to 90. Okay, let's chill out. Let Vanderbilt be the snobs. We don't need everyone to do that.
But it just outside of the percentage, think about what Mike Leach did in college. Like, I'm going to go look it up. I meant to have it already ready. I looked at it a little earlier. You look up Mississippi State's football record by year. Have that. I'm going to look up Texas Tech and Washington.
Well, before
State.
I do that, I looked up Mike Leach on Twitter, and I think the stuff you find is valuable enough to put him in the Hall of Fame. You look up Mike Leach on Twitter, and you go to the top tab. The first tweet is a picture from Matthew McConaughey talking about how much he loved Mike Leach. Say a prayer for his wife. It's a picture of him and Mike Leach. So you got a tweet from McConaughey, A-list Oscar winner. You go to the next one, you got a video of when he was on 60 Minutes. Remember the time that kid won that kicking contest at Texas Tech, and then he brought him on the team as the real kicker? And the guy went out there and he didn't miss a kick the rest of the year or whatever. He didn't miss an extra point all year.
He also renamed him. He renamed the kid. He found him at like an apartment complex or something, so he named him Ed, and then his last name was that apartment complex.
How about that?
So, I can't remember the name of
number
the
3, the video of him folding those chairs up from this season because his receivers are making him mad. He said, "You're not sitting down anymore. I'm going to unfold every single chair." I mean, the guy's full of gems, dude. This is the kind of stuff that you wish more coaches brought to the game. I mean, here's a video of him in the stands with fans, all taking photos in the rain. Here's a photo of him looking into a cup. I don't even know what's in that cup. He's blowing on it. I think it's coffee. You ever see Vince Lombardi? You ever seen a video? Well, it's not fair to compare, but I mean, but still, I mean, like, what a colorful, Mike Leach is a guy that's going to be talked about in college football for years to come.
Yep. That's a good point.
And there's a lot of coaches that win a lot of games that when they get done, how much are they spoke about afterwards? Mike Leach is going to be one of those guys.
He's also the most winningest coach in Texas Tech history. But I wanted to bring up their records by year because if you look before Mike Leach and then after Mike Leach, look how wildly different those programs have been. Like at Texas Tech, Spike Dykes was the head coach for a million years before that, and his best season was 9-3. He did it only twice. And then it was 6-5, 7-5 a majority of the time after that.
Homie's name was Spike Dykes.
Spike Dykes.
Is that Sonny Dykes' dad?
Probably.
Hold up. Spike Dykes, dude. What a cool name.
Probably related in some way.
Spike Dykes. Got to be his dad. Oh, son. Yeah.
It's definitely his dad.
His son, Sonny Dykes. Oh, Spike Dykes, baby.
And then Mike Leach gets there. And he goes 7-5, 9-5, 8-5, 8-4, 9-3, 8-5, 9-4, 11-2. And then 9-4, and then he gets fired. And after that,
do you know Spike Dykes' '93 team lost the John Hancock Bowl?
There was a John Hancock Bowl. I think that needs to be the more important part
of
the
1993 John Hancock Bowl between Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Oklahoma won 41-10. Boomer. All right, cool.
And we're back.
And that game is now referred to as the Sun Bowl. That was the 60th Sun Bowl. It was called the John Hancock Bowl for like 40 years, and then John Hancock Insurance didn't pay for it anymore, so it went back to Sun Bowl.
Interesting.
But I like this comment on YouTube right here. It says, "I feel like his impact on the sport from an offensive standpoint at all levels is greater than a lot of people in the Hall of Fame already with a 60% win percentage."
You know, it's
exactly what I'm saying.
You know what's also funny about that is, number one, go look at his coaching tree and how unique that coaching tree is. You've got guys like Lincoln Riley that came from that coaching tree.
Did you see the story about Lincoln Riley, how he got started as a coach with Mike Leach?
So Ethan had DM'd me about that. I heard about it back when Lincoln was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma.
I had no idea about that story, that Mike Leach had a player. He told me, like, you're not going to play much, but like ever.
You know who I think?
I'm going to make you a coach. And he said, no, I'm out of here. And then he came back the next day and said, all right, I'll take the gig. Lincoln Riley.
He was a GA for a while, then moved to like receivers or something.
Yeah, that's wild.
And you know who one of the quarterbacks was on that team? I think. I never went back and checked this out. Last time I heard about this story before Ethan brought it up was 7 years ago because Riley became the OC at Oklahoma in 2015. But I believe one of the quarterbacks that was actually on the roster when Lincoln became a coach was Cliff Kingsbury.
On the Texas Tech team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know who played shortly after that?
Graham Harrell.
Spike Dykes' boy, Sonny.
Oh, Sonny Dykes.
Dude, Sonny threw the ball around at Texas Tech.
Graham Harrell did too. I mean, Mike.
Yeah, all those dudes. There was Sonny Cumbie. There was Dykes. I think Cliff Barrett, he was like the first. I don't think he had quite the impact the rest of them. Graham Harrell, all that Mike Leach air raid. Set insane records.
Go back to where he started it in Division I football with Hal Mumme. He was Hal Mumme's offensive coordinator at Kentucky. Go back and look at the Kentucky quarterbacks that were great back in the late 90s. That had all those yards. Mike Leach was there for that. So
was he there for the hefty lefty Jared Lorenzen?
I don't think so. Lorenzen was early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Leach went to Oklahoma in 99. So
it is cool, though, that we're taking a look at Mike Leach's coaching career, because I feel like before he passed away, like Mike Leach was such a fun personality that you almost kind of separated him away from being a football coach. You know what I mean? He was almost like just a celebrity all on his own. Like, there's Mike Leach. You're going to say something crazy. It's going to be fun. Now it's like we really get to tackle, like, I've never heard any of these stories, like his coaching tree, the Lincoln Riley thing, the Kentucky stuff. Like, there's so much more to his football history that I just never noticed, because I'm always hearing about, what his thoughts are on ice cream cake or something like that.
Another interesting story about the air raid, since we're talking about the air raid offense that he brought to Kentucky, he and Hal Mumme, I think there was a place they developed it before this, but they developed it at Valdosta State. They were together at Valdosta State as head coach coordinator for like 6 years. And that's where I think the spread really started to pick up. And what Hal Mumme does is, apparently Hal Mumme will give, like, once you've coached under him for a while or whatever, and you've learned the spread or the air raid, he will send you a certificate that says you are air raid certified. Mike Leach never got that certificate. Mike Leach was this big air raid guy, brought it to college football, made it what it is today. And Mike Leach is technically not air raid certified.
Mumme was giving out,
from what I understand,
certificates.
From what I understand, that's a story I heard the other day. Yeah.
Oh, wow. There's an airraidcertified.com.
I told you, see?
Are you kidding me? The official air raid offense certification.
Get certified.
School.
Click the get certified tab.
Man,
what's that about?
Oh gosh, this is worse than Bob Toledo trying to sell those VHS tapes on how to coach.
Monthly air raid news, tips, videos, and more about how Mumme and staff register, receive a $40 off coupon code on the air raid certification. I wouldn't pay $40 for the click to get certified. What we got here?
There's another $25 coupon. Sure, a lot of coupons. Sure aren't any final prices.
Click here to purchase the official air raid certification.
We need to get air raid certified.
We should. How much is it?
Whoa!
Oh my God.
$525? Is that a one-time purchase?
Does that include the $75 off in coupons you're getting?
That gets us 24 hours on-demand video. All right? I don't know of what, but something. That gets us lifetime access. We get 100% money-back guarantee. So we can be certified for the air raid for a year and be like, didn't work. And get our money back. 3 major exams to earn certification. I think we should try it.
Is there any way we can justify the Trash Pandas being air raid certified so we can just...
We probably just make something up. Yeah. Call this place the launch pad, right?
Yeah. Get air raid
we get a Twitter shout out from @HalMumme upon completion too.
Oh, hey, how about that?
I wonder how many followers he has. 13.6 thousand. He's got it linked right there, airraidcertified.com. And Mike Leach never got a certification
from what I understand. That was the story that I'd heard.
Did he not have $525? What happened? He failed one of the 3 major exams.
Hal never sent him one, I guess, from what I hear.
Do the right thing, Hal. Do the right thing.
It says right here.
Certified?
Official air raid certified members. Mike Leach right there.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Story's wrong.
Then we're good. We're straight.
Good. Good for Mike Leach.
Access to live monthly webinars during the off season. Hal's a genius. He said, why would I coach one football team when I could coach the world and make $525 a pop for doing it? Touche, Hal. Touche. What a visionary.
All right.
We could get his endorsement and reference for job applications. Imagine applying for a job on the Arsenal, and one of your references is air raid certified former head coach Hal Mumme. That's going to get you a clearance.
Don't you have to have? Yeah, I was going to say you have to have clearances.
That's going to get you a clearance, dude.
You imagine laminating that? Like, here, I'm air raid certified. Yeah, take that.
I have not been in the military, nor do I know anything about engineering, but I'm air raid certified. That costs an entire $524.99, sir. And yes, you can use my login for the lifetime access to 24-hour on-demand video. Let's look more into that, all right? Let's maybe see if we can get a little.
It's a course you have to take.
Maybe we could. I'm in. I'll take it. I want to be air raid certified. How cool would that be to be on that website with all these coaches and dudes that like are official? Like they need the certificate. I don't know if anyone needs it, but they want it. And hey, look, that guy coaches there. That guy's with the XFL. That guy's at Colorado State. Oh, this guy's an MC for a baseball team. That doesn't even make sense. I want to be that guy. It looks like a fun team. I bet they meet up every year. Yeah,
kind of like the undefeated Dolphins.
Yeah, pop some bubbly. Have some Mai Tais.
All right.
Talk about passing.
We got 30 minutes to go here. So let's get into the other thing. But there's the miscellaneous stuff I want to talk about. And I want to talk about this first. I was hard on Alabama the other day, just in the sense that they're a very good basketball team that I want to see play like they are now. I want to see them do this in March. But what do I want to see them do in March? Play like they are right now. How are they playing right now? Very, very well. One thing right now that this basketball team looks like completely different from a year ago is last year, after beating a team like Houston and beating a team like Gonzaga, this is the kind of game that Alabama drops last year, right? This is the kind of game that Alabama would come home and lose. They lost to Iona last year, but they come home and they play Memphis. Them Alabama, you mentioned the other day in between my yelling that they're super, super deep on the bench. They play 9 dudes, and it showed last night. Their depth shows that they were able to withstand Memphis, who's a pretty good basketball team. I think they were ranked like 26. They were just outside the top 25, but they came in and played really, really well. And Alabama flexed their depth, and they flexed the fact, something that I thought they did well at the beginning of the year last year too, was when they weren't shooting the 3 ball really well, they could get to the basket and open some things up instead of forcing some threes sometimes. And I thought against Houston, they were starting to force some shots before they made that comeback. Last night against Memphis, it looked like a couple times they were starting to force the ball. The offense got a little stagnant. They were turning the ball over, and you're thinking, here comes one of those performances from a year ago, at least I was. And then they turned it back on, started moving the ball and getting to the basket, doing well in transition. I'm like, okay, this is the team that could win a championship right here. This is that kind of team, and they're playing like that right now. I hope that continues later as we get into the season. But if Alabama plays this way with a guy like Noah Clowney and how deep they are, with you got Javon Quinterly still coming off the bench, this is a team. Even though the Amari Burnett is hurt for like 8 weeks, this is a team that's playing really well right
now. They're
now.
Deep. Yeah, that gives them.
They run 9 dudes.
Yeah, that helps them big time. I mean, when you got a guy like Quinterly, who's one of your best players from last year, and he comes back, and now he's kind of like he's your 6th man. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a huge guy to have. I mean, guy's been at Villanova, a guy that's been in Alabama for a couple of years. I wish he'd drive to the hoop a little more because I think that's his strength. He kind of gets sucked into the 3-point shooting that Alabama likes to do, and I don't know if he's the best at it. But if you're this Alabama team, shot 37% from 3 last night, solid. Beat them in the rebounds. They beat just about everybody in the rebound battle when they play. I think that's the key. If you get boards, you shoot the 3 ball well, that team's going to be good to go.
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't feel like they shot almost 73% from the free throw line last night, because that's probably my biggest harp on them right now. Their job at the stripe is not very good, and I'm actually shocked that they shot 72.5% at the free throw line last night. That's actually not bad. That's way better than I thought it was. So that was really the one knock I had. That and the early turnovers in that game was really, really rough. But they were able to overcome that.
The turnovers. That's the thing with these Alabama teams, too. They can go on a parade of turnovers. They can throw them up quick.
They finished with 19. They had like 14 at the half or something like that. Something crazy like that, I think, or early in the second half. They only finished with 19. So
Nate Oates teams, when they get behind or if they get or the other team gets on a roll, they want to get down there and hit a 3 and hit a dagger and stop the momentum as quick as possible. And whenever that first shot doesn't go up to stop it, then the momentum grows and grows and grows. And then Alabama wants to stop it more and more and more. And they get themselves into a rut very quickly. Like I'm saying with the turnovers, points for the other team. You saw in the second half where it's like, what did you say, 14 turnovers in the first half?
I think it was either at the first half, or I remember looking at it, it was either right at halftime or right at when the second half started. But it was like 14 early in the second half.
Yeah, they finished the game with 19. So when they get a reset like that, or they get some time to breathe, it can kind of stop the bleeding like you saw in the first half.
And another nice thing to see is the foul discrepancy here. Memphis had 28 fouls last night, Alabama only 19. And that's important because if you watch Alabama play and you know the style in which they play, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that's pretty impressive because they're a pretty physical team. They're not getting less than 20 fouls because they're not they're playing finesse basketball. They're right in your face. They're a very good defensive team so far in the season.
Very good perimeter D. I mean, look at Memphis. They went 1 for 12 from 3.
That's a good point.
That's good stuff.
Ooh,
you have the other team shoot 8% from 3. You're going to be all right.
Ooh. Memphis did have one good bright spot last night. What was that kid's name?
Davis.
Yeah, Dave dropped 30 points last night.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
I was afraid it was going to be like last year's Memphis game.
And
was it Amani Bates last year that was still with Memphis that went off and had such a big game against them?
Sounds right.
I don't remember. But yeah, it felt like one of those moments. Or maybe like who's dude for LSU?
Which one? Because they had a couple dudes that were very good at LSU.
Or no, you know what? I was going to say guy from LSU, guy that played at LSU that was from Alabama, but I'm thinking, is it Kobe Brown that went to Missouri that's from Alabama?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's the guy you're thinking of.
There have been some guys that'll have some performances on those teams, and I thought it was going to be one of those.
So keep an eye on them. They got another big one coming up Saturday. Gonzaga's coming to Birmingham, playing at the BJCC.
Huge.
So they're playing really, really well right now. We'll talk some Auburn basketball as they start to pick up to their schedule as well. A good comparison there. Auburn did lose to Memphis a little bit ago. So Alabama playing good ball. Again, it's December. They're playing well. I want to see them do this in March. I hope they can do this in March. The last thing, a couple of different things. I sent you this tweet earlier, and this is just absolutely absurd. It's usually around the end of the year too, but these stats come out about this is the most viewed this in the state by state. This is the favorite candy state by state. Well, Bo Estes shared this on Twitter, and he said, or the person he shared it from said, this is the most viewed player pages in 2022 by state, and this is NBA players by state. The most viewed page you could imagine is LeBron James. I haven't counted how many states he's on, but he's on a majority of them.
It's a large majority.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's on one. Nikola Jokic. Michael Jordan's on several. Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins got Hawaii. Or take that back. No, LeBron James got Hawaii. Andrew Wiggins got Alaska.
That makes more sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a couple other one-offs. Giannis.
Did Giannis get Wisconsin?
Yeah. Russell Westbrook was on a couple. Allen Iverson was up there on one as well. But Alabama, anybody listening right now, I'm going to give you a second to guess who you think the most viewed NBA players page, doesn't have to be current player, was for the state of Alabama in 2022. Ricky, you've already seen this, and it was really surprising.
Can I tell you what my guess would have been before I saw it? Charles Barkley.
It's a good one because
Auburn
played
grad.
at Auburn.
Played at Leeds.
Unbelievably popular in the state because he's and relevant because he's so popular on TV, on TNT.
Yeah.
And it's NBA season, so a lot of his clips always circulate. So that's a good one. I could have seen that. I could have seen a guy like any Alabama or Auburn player that just left, like a Jabari Smith, a Walker Kessler, or something like that. Colin Sexton, because he got traded.
Maybe.
During this year.
But those are not the answers, are they?
That is not. That is very true. I believe the answer is from a guy who hasn't played an NBA game since 1997.
I would give y'all 100 guesses, and you wouldn't get this right.
There's no way. There is just no way anybody is guessing this. The player whose page was viewed the most in the state of Alabama in 2022 is from Panama. Would he even play college ball? He went to William E. Grady High School, whatever that is.
It's in New York.
It's in New York. He went to Kansas State. Last played in the NBA in 94, then played for some other teams overseas. It's Rolando Blackman. The 4-time All-Star, Dallas Maverick.
Great. Hey, good player. Good player. I don't believe, any ties to the state of Alabama. Hasn't put on a Mavericks jersey in almost 30 years. What? How did we get? Can you hit the Control F and just type in the word Alabama and see if it pops up anywhere on his page?
No.
Not a single time. Okay.
They didn't even give him credit for being on this list.
Well, we love you, baby. We love you.
Apparently.
I know NBA 2K, the video game, has been trying to give me your player card for years. Every time I turn on the game, I get a Rolando Blackman card. I don't want it because I want other players, but maybe now I know why. Are we getting geo-fenced? Are we getting the Rolando Blackman cards because of the huge fan base he has here in the state?
Maybe that's why his views were so high. Maybe everybody in Alabama is getting that card, so they're Googling who he was. Or who is this
he's
guy?
Ranked so high.
This shooting guard.
Who is this guy? Maybe. Dallas Mavericks retired number.
First
what
round.
numbers have the Mavericks even retired?
That's a good question. Let me look that up in a second. First round pick, 9th overall in the 1981 draft.
Solid player. Nothing against Rolando Blackman. It just makes.
Was he a shooting guard?
No sense.
Dallas Mavericks. Retired numbers. Let's see. Dallas has retired 4 numbers.
Sweet.
Number 12, 15, 22, and 41.
Who are they?
Well, I would imagine one's Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, you don't get the. Well, yeah, definitely Dirk.
Rolando Blackman's 22.
They retire. What were the other numbers?
Let me go back and see. 12 and 15. I'm sure we could guess these guys.
Derek Harper.
Derek Harper was 12.
Brad Davis.
No. Number 6 is retired throughout the entire NBA. It's Bill Russell.
No, stupid. I know that. I'm saying number 15. I'm saying the other number.
I told you yes at Derek Harper. It was.
Yeah, I said Brad Davis is the other.
Oh,
guy.
15. I'm sorry.
The Bill Russell one. We're not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brad Davis and Derek Harper played 12 seasons each in Dallas.
Not the greatest ring of honor in the NBA.
No,
but do you remember a couple years ago when we were still doing our radio show? Lids put out an infographic on the most bought NBA jerseys by state. And this is for the 2021-2022 season. So this is not old. And just like that one, LeBron James is in a large majority, Giannis, Steph, Allen Iverson, like random dudes that are going to be popular. State of Alabama, number 1 most bought jersey, Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby.
In 2021 Alabama, Mike Bibby is the most. We are an absolute black hole for the NBA. Nobody has any idea what's gone on in the NBA in the last 15 years. We're still Googling Rolando Blackman and ordering Mike Bibby jerseys.
Which Mike Bibby jersey are we getting?
I don't know. We're getting one of them, though. Probably his Arizona college basketball jersey.
Oh, my gosh.
Depending on the Blackman thing. I think all of our fans are still in 1993. Mike Bibby and Rolando Blackman, the 2 most popular NBA basketball players in history, according to the state of Alabama. Every other state, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Us, Rolando Blackman and Mike Bibby.
Did you watch the Grizzlies game last night? How did Bibby do? Was he good?
Is he good? Now, I was watching the Mavs game. Rolando Blackman was on the call. I had to hear his voice. I love him so much. I miss him.
The Grizzlies, they still in Vancouver? Do
you remember when Derek Harper and Brad Davis and Rolando Blackman were – oh, man, the original Big 3.
God, you remember those 40-win Mavs teams?
Golly. That was the air raid on hardwood, baby.
Oh, God. All right.
Someone call Hal Mummy. Tell him to run the 3-man weave. We got something here.
The other thing before we get out of here I wanted to talk about, I'm so curious about this, and I can't wait for especially those who start listening on the podcast when we put it up on the Trash Pandas Podcast Network to hear their answers. There's 2 questions I have for you.
Yeah. Look at the comments. Sorry, real quick. Robert? In the comments, he said, I had a Blackman jersey as a teenager.
What?
This man dominates Alabama. Rolando Blackman. Was he a senator? Did he run for political office here? What happened?
Well, not in Alabama. His Wikipedia page had no mention of Alabama.
Where is the tie? Oh, wait. Here's a result.
Twitter. It's that post.
Oh, it's someone just tweeting going, how is Rolando Blackman? Oh, my God. It's that same one. It says Rolando Blackman in Alabama? Time to do some Googling. Born in Brooklyn, went to my rival school, Kansas State. I don't see the connection. Neither do we, dude, on Twitter.
You speak for the entire state of Alabama.
Neither do. I searched Rolando Blackman, Alabama, and I think I've got Rolando McClain's arrest history.
I see.
Where does it come? Where did that come from?
I saw a 2015 funeral listed on there. What was that about?
I don't know. Not Rolando Blackman.
All right, the last one here. 2 questions, two-parter here. Looking at another tweet. This one wants to know, what was and everybody had one of these. Everybody did. I'm curious to hear what your answers were. We had one. What was the celebration restaurant that your family ate at when you were a child that you didn't realize was not, in fact, a 5-star establishment until you became an adult? This person who tweeted it, their restaurant was CC's Pizza. So I feel like everybody has one of these. Yeah. Where you were like you were geeked up to go to this restaurant, and then now you're an adult and you think back of that restaurant and you're like, I remember that place. Well, that was kind of a hole. So I have one. I was curious if you had one.
I remember there was a place in Huntsville called Mr. Gaddy's. You ever heard of that place? It was a pizza place, and they had an arcade, but it was kind of small. It was like Dave and Buster's before Buster got in the picture. You know what I mean? Yeah, before
just Dave.
Back when it was just Dave, and he had a couple ideas, but he wasn't seeing the full picture.
It was just Dave. He had a Pac-Man machine.
He's like, yeah, man, people love it. It's good. They'll take turns. It'll be fine. And then Buster said, nah, dude. You're a glorified Mr. Gaddy's. We gotta
you gotta get Gallagher.
And so like Mr. Gaddy's, like I always heard about, was like, dude, yeah, did you hear about Bobby? He's gonna have his birthday at Mr. Gaddy's, dude. It's a big deal. It's like a status symbol. If you were parents and you were hosting a party at Mr. Gaddy's, you're like, yeah, I know.
So you guys did you guys go?
I never got to go. No, they closed down, man. I think it was on University Drive, I think. I think now it's either a gas station or I think they rent out appliances. But I remember driving by there. I think it was a green building. I might be tripping. But I always heard about how cool it was, and I never got to go, and it closed down. I think there were a couple locations in Huntsville. If you've been here for a little while, you probably remember.
It's like a Chuck E. Cheese.
What I'm talking about. It was like a Dave & Buster's before Buster's got in the picture.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So did you have one that you guys would go to for like a birthday or something like that? Like birthday dinners, parents, kids, whatever?
No, nothing that I didn't, know what it was, like.
I don't even know if
what's yours?
I don't even know if there's still a thing, but you got a free, like the kids always ate free if it was your birthday. So we would go for our birthday. So my stepdad could go and have to pay for one less kid, and he could eat the all you can eat steak meal. So he's over there eating steak. I don't even remember what they served, but it was like, I'm pretty sure half of it was made out of whatever gelatin that I ate the other day. That thing. But Ponderosa Steakhouse in Tennessee. I don't even know if there's still a thing anymore. But yeah, Ponderosa Steakhouse is where we used to eat, go do our birthdays and stuff.
Ponderosa. I ain't never heard of Ponderosa.
But it was like a celebration when we went, because we only went like 2 or 3 times a year for birthdays in the family. But by the time we were done eating, we were just ready to go. And my stepdad's still eating the all-you-can-eat steaks. We're just, can we? Are you full yet? Can we get out of here, please?
Sit down, buddy. Sit down. I'm the Rolando Blackman eating all-you-can-eat steak in this place. All right, I'm going pro. I'm going all-star today.
I got another ribeye coming, man. Pop a squat.
Keep it going. Last one was a little fatty. Bring me the good stuff.
So yeah, that was one. And then I wanted to ask you. I guess you already mentioned Gaddy's, but a restaurant that you always wanted to go to, maybe saw commercials for it, people went, you thought it looked really nice, that you never got to go
I guess
to.
That was it, Mr. Gaddy's. Did you ever go to Discovery Zone back in the day? You ever heard of that place?
Yeah. I moved here after high school, so I moved here in 2010.
Discovery Zone was like Chuck E. Cheese before they got way too into the rat stuff.
Before they got cheese. It was just Chuck selling stuff out of
before they formed a band around Chuck, and they had the animatronics, and they were creepy, and they had the eyes like this, and then if you ever peeked under the thing, they'd just be like this.
Ugh, that's creepy.
Staring into your soul. Discovery Zone was there was no mascots. There was no rats. Well, there probably were, but not animatronic or cartoon. And it was just nothing but like, slides and all kinds of fun, like a little fun house place. That was my jam. That was like every birthday for a while. And then they closed down, and now it's an 88 buffet.
That's where it was.
Yeah.
I know where the 88 buffet is.
Yeah. They used to have slides and stuff in it, dude.
Oh, really?
I can't even eat it. I can't even eat there because it makes me sad. And I want to go looking around, see if they still got part of it left.
Dude, we need more buffets around here, man.
Do we?
I'm a big buffet. Yes.
Do we need more?
I love buffets.
All right. That's mine, though.
That was it.
Well, yeah. Well, in reverse order, but those were my places.
You had another one earlier, I thought.
Did I?
Red Lobster. You said you've never been to a Red Lobster before.
I've never been to a Red Lobster yet.
How have you never?
I'm ashamed.
You're missing out. Have you ever had the cheddar biscuits?
I've had them from the freezer. I've had them the grocery. They now you can bring them home. And cook them.
You meant like, yeah, just go. I got a buddy who works here. He just dishes me some.
No, they got that stuff in the freezer aisle now, so you could bring your Cheddar Bay biscuits home.
Wow.
I think I've had those a couple times, but I've never been into a Red Lobster, and I always wanted to, because there's that one off 72 in Huntsville. I used to drive by all the time, especially when my parents worked out there. And I go, man, I sure would love to go to that Red Lobster. And they're like, you don't want to go there. That's not a real seafood restaurant. You want to go to Red Lobster. It's not good. And so I grew up my whole life thinking Red Lobster was a joke,
That's
because
pretty
my
good.
parents were Red Lobster snobs.
I like Red Lobster.
Unexplainably.
Red Lobster's not bad.
And I know, and
We should go for lunch one day, dude. Let's go have a Red Lobster lunch.
I would like that. I think I would like
should.
that. If I get sick, though, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, you can tell your parents are right
I
there.
mean, I've got 30 plus years, never been to a Red Lobster, dude. Don't take me out.
No, it'd still be worth it.
If the unlimited shrimp scampi takes me out, dude, I'm not. My parents, they'll come for you.
The biscuits are worth it, though. They are.
Yeah, never been to a Red Lobster.
We'll have to go for lunch one day.
I hear it's good.
I got one that I'd never been to. I don't even know if they're still a thing anymore, but I remember the commercials. They looked like so much fun. It kind of looked like a Dave & Buster's, too. They had, like, games and stuff I'll get to in a second. Robert says, my everyday place was Nina's Mexican restaurant in Albertville. And then he also says, I've never been to Red Lobster. I'll have to ask my wife about Nina's. She's from Gunnersville. She spent some time in Albertville, so I'll see if she knows what that place is about. But my restaurant that I always wanted to go to as a kid, and I don't even know if they're a thing anymore, but they had the fun commercial. It had like a little jingle to it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd sing it for days. You're like, man, maybe this is the weekend. Maybe we won't go to Ponderosa this year for my birthday.
We're skipping Ponderosa, man.
And we'll go down the road. We'll go down to Smyrna, and we'll go to Toots. You remember Toots?
No.
You don't remember Toots?
Bro, I've never heard of Toots.
You've never heard of
in my entire life.
Is
that a
still...
food? Do they serve food at Toots?
I think so. I don't even know. It was a place you were supposed to play games.
I think so.
It had a jingle to it. It was like, Toots, good food and fun, Toots. And it's like kids playing games with their parents. They look happy.
Commercial for Toots.
You got the...
Yeah, I got it downloaded. I got it in the system.
Let's go.
I have not seen this. I'm very pumped.
Try not to sing this jingle.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure we can hear it here. Here we Toots. I got the preview on. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Everyone chill. Everyone chill out. We're going live with Toots.
Good food and fun. It's a place for family and friends. You get the feeling the fun never ends. Food so great, service so right. You're gonna be here night after night. Toots. Good food and fun. Good food and fun.
I love Toots.
Good food and fun.
Just wearing a Jamon Curse jersey. You see that?
I love Toots. And I love the Tennessee Titans.
Now you tell me that now you don't want to go to Toots.
Oh God, I want to go right now. I can't believe I've never been to Toots.
So I think it's just a Tennessee restaurant. I guess it's just in Tennessee. So Toots, man.
Can we watch it again? Hold on, we won't watch it again. Hold on.
Yeah, really listen to this.
Good food and fun. It's a place for family and friends. You get the feeling the fun never ends. Food so great, service so right. You're gonna be here night after night. Toots. Good food and fun. Good food and fun.
I love
Good
Toots.
food and fun. Good food and fun.
I love Toots. Good food and fun. Zoom in, zoom out of the Toot sign.
Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Oh my God, dude!
I never got to go. I always
love
wanted
that
to go
so much.
I never got to go to Toots.
Good
dude.
food and fun. I said a good food and fun. Toots. Why is it called Toots?
I don't know, dude. Their mascot.
Judging by the food on that table, I think I know why it was called Toots.
Well, their mascot's like a. What is that?
They got a mascot?
Yeah, you know, see the.
It looked like a gas pump in the commercial. Which is funny. That's funny. Toots. You got a gas pump. Hilarious.
Where'd he go? It looked
Whoa. Scroll down. What was that on the bottom of that website? 8 p.m. to close every night. They got happy hour over at Toots.
Mm-hmm.
You kidding me?
No liquor discount after 10 p.m. Fine print.
Oh, come on, Toots. Ease up, will you? I got to get my liquor from 8 to 9:59 p.m. It's not the Toots I remember. Not the Toots that little girl remembers. Probably because she wasn't ordering much liquor at the time. But...
You're probably old enough to now, though.
Oh,
I'm
damn.
sure.
You know, dude. Oh, could you imagine if they remade the Toots commercial and it was her like
wearing the same.
I love Toots. Always have. Still wearing the Javon Curse.
Still got the same Javon Curse jersey on, dude.
He's got a Derek Mason jersey with a bunch of cigarette burns on the front of it. Hey, it's still coming back. Good food and fun, Toots.
Same guy singing it too, but
yeah, he's a little like good food and fun, Toots.
He's also now animatronic.
Good food and fun, Toots.
If in the commercial, if you go back, like when they're playing the game.
Oh, you want me to play it again?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess it could.
Not the first girl, but the girl playing the games. She's also wearing a Titans jersey. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Yeah. It's like a red one. It might be a little boy.
Food so great, service so right. You're gonna be here night after night. Good food and fun. Good food and fun.
I love Toots.
Food and fun.
The other kid. Did you see what number that kid was?
It looked like 89 or 99.
Okay.
89 or 99. And it was a red Titans
it was one
jersey.
of the
So he
red
probably
throwbacks.
bought that at Toots. That was not a licensed NFL jersey. I've never seen the Titans wear red.
You want a red jersey?
I got a pretty good deal on some Titans jerseys. Truck wrecked right out in front of the place. You want some? We took a couple boxes before the ambulance arrived. Good food and fun and unlicensed NFL jerseys sold at a premium price. Toots.
Oh man, that's a good one to end it on right there.
Dude. Toots.
Never been to Toots, dude.
Golly.
I mean, either. I've never been.
I
Always wanted to go. Apparently, they're still going strong.
Where's the closest Toots? How far away?
Probably Smyrna, which is about an hour and a half away. That's where my family actually lives out there.
Gosh. If I wasn't going to be on my honeymoon
This
this
is
year for my birthday, I'd be going to Toots.
I've Googled them 3 times today. That's got to be the most internet traffic they've had in a long time.
Their webmaster just woke up out of a hangover. Like, what, guys? We're blowing up.
So we have to figure out how we want to spend our funds. We either are going to join and do the air raid class and get air raid certified.
Yeah.
We can join the Toots VIP club.
How much? Less than $524.99?
Probably. I think you can just sign up for it.
What?
Yeah,
We gonna be getting like Toots discounts?
maybe.
We gonna be getting like a Ryan Tannehill jersey that's kind of misspelled, but not enough for you to really notice it until you look deeply.
Well, let's find
Yeah.
out. Let's find out. Man.
Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill. I'll take it either way.
Good. I'm signing you up for it.
Derrick Henry.
What's your address? Oh, wait, maybe
I heard Nick Westbrook Akine signs autographs at Toots South every Wednesday afternoon after practice.
Oh, what's your favorite? So it's asking here, what's your favorite Toots location?
Toots Broad Street, Toots Smyrna, Toots South, or Toots West?
Well, my family lives there, so we're going to go Smyrna.
I want to go check out Toots West.
All right, that's we're gonna end it there. Ricky, by the time we start on Friday, may or may not be part of the Toots VIP club. So
I'm gonna be air raid certified, and I'm gonna be eating a plate of hot wings next to a Galaga machine while I'm wearing an off-brand Tennessee Titans jersey.
we do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 2:00 until 3:00. We are live on YouTube when we record it, and we put it up wherever you get your podcasts. The Trash Pandas Podcast Network. Search Trash Pandas Podcast Network. And we'll be under there, under that umbrella. under the bullpen. It's 3 o'clock. Acid reflux is kicking in. I don't know why.
I'm so happy. So happy of all the things I learned today on the podcast. Feel free to share it with your friends. It's going to be up for download here in about an hour and a half.
That's right.
My name's already halfway filled out on the Toots VIP Club form.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out of here, dude.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you on Friday from 2 to 3. Until then, I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We'll see you Friday.
All right. See you, everybody.
Good food and fun.
Let's see if we get that
It's a
number.
place for
I hit the
family
wrong
and
button. I'm
friends.
sorry.
You get the feeling the
But I
fun
ain't stopping
never
it.
ends.
It's 99.
It's 99.
It's 99.
Food so great, service so right. You're gonna be here night after night. Toots.
Good food and
Fun. Good food and fun.
I love
Good
Toots.
food and fun. Good food and fun.
We'll see you Friday.
I love Toots.